Hi, welcome to chair yoga. The only thing you'll need for class today is a chair, preferably without arms. We're going to focus on lower body today and a little bit of balance work. So let's get started. Feet flat on the floor, hands resting in the lap, either palms up or palms down. We'll spend just a couple of minutes getting centered. Close the eyes, take a few deep breaths. See if you can keep the thoughts, school, work, kids, keep the thoughts at bay for 20 minutes. Spend 20 minutes on yourself. As you inhale, let the back get nice and long. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. And as you exhale, feel the shoulders get heavy, sit bones get heavy. Couple more breaths. And now let's float the eyes open. Do a few neck circles. Nice big circles in one direction, then the other. You may hear a lot of popping and crackling, but be careful. You don't need to injure your neck here. Now let's clasp the hands in front of the heart and interlace the fingers and do some wrist circles. One way, maybe then the other. Waking up the wrists. Then we'll flip the palms away from the body and actively press the palms away from you so you can feel the shoulder blades, feel your shoulder blades widening away from each other. Really press the palms away, waking up the shoulders. And on an inhale, raise the arms up, pressing the palms towards the sky. Lift the pit of the belly. If your lower ribs are poking out, see if you can suck them back in a little and really try to press towards the sky. Waking up the forearms and the wrists. And on an exhale, release. Maybe shake it out a little bit. We'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. Again, hands on the knees. And in cat-cow, we inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, and a tiny bit of a back bend. And on an exhale, round the spine, let the head drop. So we're connecting the breath and the movement because that's what we do in yoga. A few breaths. Let the breath initiate the movement here. Waking up the spine. Couple more here. And now let's do some twists. So again, we'll inhale the arms up, and on an exhale, twist to your left. So the right hand's on the left knee, left hand's behind you. You're gazing over the left shoulder. And with each inhale, lengthen the spine, sit up a little taller, and with each exhale, see if you can deepen the twist just a little bit. You might use your hands to help deepen the twist, but don't hurt anything. Move within your own range of motion. Couple breaths here, then we'll do the other side. Nice tall spine. And we inhale the arms up to center here till the palms touch, and we exhale, twist the other direction. Notice if this side feels any different. Maybe it's a little tighter twisting this way or a little looser. Just notice, no judgment. Lift the rib cage on the inhale and maybe get a little bit deeper into the twist on the exhale. Should feel pretty good. And we'll inhale the arms up back to center. Exhale, let the elbows drop. Okay, wiggle out the shoulders. Now we'll get the legs into the picture here. So let's extend one leg. I'll twist a little bit just so that you can see what I'm doing. Let's extend one leg out and up. So one leg is on the foot's flat on the floor, the other leg is out. Point and flex. If it feels too good to be up here, that's good too. Whatever height is good for your body. Point and flex a few times. Do some circles, one direction on the other. Waking up the ankles, waking up the thighs. And we'll do the other side. Extend the leg. Whatever height works for you. Point and flex. Do some circles. One direction, then the other. And let it down. Okay. Now let's pull. I'm doing the left leg. Pull the one leg in towards the chest. Wrap the fingers around the shin or maybe around the back of the thigh. Whatever feels good. And as always, we're breathing, maybe getting the knee a little bit closer to the chest on the exhale. Still sitting up nice and tall, both sit bones evenly weighted on the chair. And from here, let's take hold of the foot and cross the ankle over knee. Now this may be plenty for you, opening up the hip. But if you could use a little bit more opening here, we're going to hinge at the hips on an exhale. So inhale, lift the rib cage. And on an exhale, hinge forward any amount. Maybe you end up right here. If you're more flexible, keep going on the exhale till you've reached your max. Maybe reach through and interlace the fingers around the shin. Whatever feels good. You want to go for a stretch. Might be a little bit of discomfort, but no pain, okay? Couple breaths here, and as always, maybe get a little deeper into the hinge with your exhale. Use your breath. And on an inhale, we'll hinge back up. Uncross the legs, we'll do the other side. Bring the knee into chest, wrap the fingers, interlace the fingers around the shin or around the thigh. Still sitting nice and tall, pulling the thigh into the chest, sort of towards the armpit side, so you can open up the hip a little bit more. Couple breaths here. Again, both sit bones are weighted on the chair evenly. The other foot's flat on the floor. And from here, we release the clasp, take hold of the foot, cross ankle over knee. And maybe this is as far as you go. Pressing a little bit on the knee to open up the hip. If it feels okay to hinge, we're going to take a big breath in, lift the rib cage off the hips, and exhale, hinge forward to wherever it feels good to you. If you're going to keep going and interlace the fingers under the shin, that's good too. Work within your range of motion. Everybody's different. And we're still breathing. And on an inhale, sit back up, uncross the legs, shake it out. Okay. So now we're going to try what's called boat pose. This is getting some thighs and your core into motion here. So again, I'll do it sort of on it. I'll do it on the side so you can see what I'm doing. So scoot to the end of your chair. I'll scoot to the side of my chair. And we're going to lift both legs up. So you're going to lean back. Lift both legs up. So you're balancing on your sit bones here. Heart is lifted. And on an inhale, extend the legs. If it feels good, extend the arms. If it feels really good, extend your legs straight. So I'm going to stay right here for now and keep breathing. Don't let the chest collapse. Keep the heart lifted. Press the feet together. Legs might be shaken, but you can do it. Nice core work. Couple more breaths. Really stretch the fingers away from you. And on an exhale, grab hold up behind the thighs and let the legs down. Nice work. All right, so now we're going to do a Warrior 2. We did that last week, but we'll do something a little bit different this week. So, a couple different options on the chair, depending on how high your chair is and how long your legs are and all that. You could do Warrior with your legs bent. So one foot's in front of the other, or your leg could be all the way extended behind you. So the front heel, classic Warrior, front heel aligns with back arch. It's a little tricky in a chair, but do what works for your body. And on an inhale, we're going to extend both arms straight out. So take a look. You might be leaning one way or the other. It's kind of hard to tell, but you want your shoulders over your hips and your arms about the same height. You're gazing over the fingertips. And on an exhale, we're going to move into side angle pose. So your forearm goes to thigh, windmill the other arm straight up. So you got one long line from the outer edge of your foot to your fingertips. You can also have the other hand on the floor, depending on how flexible you are. This is extended side angle pose. The gaze is up towards the sky if that feels okay on your neck. Nice and strong here, a couple of breaths. Really press into the outer edge of the long leg. And on an inhale, we'll lift back up to Warrior 2. Exhale, let the hands drop. And we'll do the other side. How'd that feel? You should really feel it in your hips. That's why we did the hip opener first. Okay, so get set up for this side, whether you got the legs both bent or if you've got the back leg long, front heel, back arch aligned. Hips are pointing towards the camera. They're open. Extend both arms out. Nice strong back leg, nice strong front leg. Try to see if you're leaning this way. Pull that back hand back so your shoulders are over your hips. Couple of breaths here. You can do it. Nice and strong. Warrior 2. Gazing over the fingertips. And we're going to inhale and then exhale and move into side angle like the other side. So take a big inhale and then an exhale. Windmill the arm overhead. Other arm is on the forearm is on the leg, on the thigh. If you want to take it a little further, hand to the floor. Really press the outer edge of your extended leg's foot into the mat. Gazing to the sky if you can, if that feels okay. Side angle pose. Couple breaths here, you can do it. Now inhale back up into Warrior 2. Exhale, let the hands drop. Nice work. Okay, now we're going to stand up. We're going to do Warrior 3. So that was Warrior 2, and now we'll do Warrior 3. Let's take a second. Since we're doing lower body, we'll just do some lifts, heel lifts, toe lifts, just as it sounds. Stand up on the tippy toes, and then rock back on the heels, picking up the calves. For those of you stuck in a chair all day, it's good to get up and do this every once in a while. So for Warrior 3, you'll be at the side of your chair. One leg in front of the other, like we're in a warrior pose, just like we were a minute ago. And this time, we're going to lean into the foot that's closest to the chair. So get most of your weight into the foot that's closest to the chair. The back foot will just have a little bit of weight on it. This is a balance challenge for sure. And so from here we will put hands to the chair and hinge at the hips while the back leg goes up. So warrior three, the leg that's up has the toes pointing towards the mat. And your hips are pointing straight down at the mat. Couple of breaths here. So it's a balance challenge. If you want to pick up your hands, just be ready. Couple more breaths here. Nice, strong, standing leg. And on an exhale, let the back leg drop. We'll stand back up. And we'll do the other side. So one leg in front of the other. And we will lean into the leg that's the leg that's closest to the chair. Just a little bit of weight on the back foot there. And we'll put the hands to the chair. Hinge at the hips. Pick up the back leg. So you hinge, hinge, hinge. Keep lifting that back leg. Toes are pointing down towards the mat. Your hips are squared with the mat as well. Go down to whatever feels good to you. Getting a nice long spine, pressing out through the heel. Couple more breaths. And on an exhale, let the back leg drop. And we'll stand. How'd that feel? That's very challenging. Warrior three. Nice work. Chair yogas can be very challenging. So, now we're going to wind down a little bit. And from here, we'll move into child's pose. So, two options here. Either on an exhale, hinge forward over the legs and let your upper body get heavy, 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 and let your head drop. Option two, you can open the legs. Same thing. You're hinging, but your body will go between the legs until your upper body's nice and heavy and reaching towards the floor. Whatever works for you. Just try to let go of everything in this pose. Nice and heavy. A little challenging on the breathing, but that's okay. Couple breaths here. Nice work today. Couple more breaths. Nice and heavy. And when you're ready, inhale and slowly rise up to seated. Nice work today. Glad you could make it. Maybe you'll try some of these challenging poses on your own when I'm not around. And at the end of yoga class, we say, Namaste. Thank you.